Live.
Hi everybody, we're live. Are you here with us? I already have like 10 or 11, requested readings. But the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to honor those as much as I can. But I'm also wanting to interact with people that are actually watching the show. The more interaction I get in readings, obviously the more successful they are. So the more input I get from you when I'm going through the reading, the better often the reading is. Especially if like a loved one comes through, if you're there to answer me, or if I come up with, if I get, some information about their history, your history, or something that might be relevant to you, it pays to have you right there and answering me. So a lot of the readings for the people that commented, I don't know if they're actually attending live or not. If they are, I need them to kind of tell me so and be active during it. And if not, I will do the readings that I can get to. But it will be recorded, obviously, a live video. We're going to publish it later after the live event. So you can always go over and hear me reiterating things to you again. Anyway, let me take my medicine real quick.
Okay. We're going to be using, we had a vote to tally up what would be the most popular mediumship devices to use, and tarot cards were number one.
Which I use the Rider-Waite deck. It's I've had this deck for many years. My mother is also a psychic, and she used the Rider-Waite tarot card deck as well. It's the one that feels most comfortable to me. It's the one I'm most familiar with, and this is definitely my deck. I collect tarot cards. This is definitely my deck. Put it that way. We also have the Spirit Board automatic writing, which I use this with a large, we're using my grandpa's old graph paper, but it works for the purpose. Where if you want to communicate with a loved one, I can do it through automatic writing, see if they come through and write you a message. And I just kind of do it through divination. I get a lot of spirits that come through. They might not be relevant necessarily to you. But do we have enough viewers now that I can kind of go over my...
Absolutely. Okay. And I just wanted to point out that number 2 on our list with votes was the Spirit Board.
Okay. And we have several different Spirit Boards. We're going to actually, for a future event, be doing a flashback Spirit Board night. We have several different kinds of Spirit Boards, including the Parker Brothers Ouija board, of course. Zaria. We have several different Spirit Boards. Anyway, the one that I like to use that we bought most recently, it was from the Lent Mansion, which we investigated, because of its ruggedness. And it's like, I don't know, it seems primitive to me.
Primitive's the right word for it. Primitive's the right word for it.
Exactly.
It's great.
It's very primitive. It kind of can get stuck at times. It wasn't sanded very well. But something about that makes me like it more. But I need to go ahead and do like my intro.
Yeah, let's do that
who
now.
I am, what I'm about, in a way. Okay, tonight, what I'm doing is I'm doing live readings. I've already gotten some feedback. Thank you. We are so thankful for our followers, and we really appreciate everyone liking our page and following us and really being involved in this. I do this out of the kindness of my heart. This is not something that I always do for free. I'm doing it out of the kindness of my heart. What?
I just want to let you know we already have one question from a live viewer.
Okay.
Leanne Seidler wants to know.
But that needs to come after.
Okay. Leanne, we're going to get to your question first, right? Or are you going to do one of the...
No, it's not first.
Okay.
It's after my... She will be second then, because I'm going to go, just so everybody knows. I told everybody on the comments, number 2, number 1, okay. How we're going to have to work this for a live event is that I'm going to go with my number 1 that was commented on the Facebook page. So Elizabeth Christensen will be first. And then this question that's live will be second.
That's Leanne
And
Seidler.
then Mary Montez will be third. Okay? And I'm going to try to go the comments that we already got ahead of time, then live, then comments, then live, then comments, and we're just going to go that way just so that everybody has a fair shake. Okay, but I really need to get to what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I'm telling you that, okay, I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate everyone that's taken their time to like our page, be interested in what we do. You know, it's not easy to be a medium or a psychic. As a matter of fact, you know, I've never gained a claim for it or anything. It's something I have oftentimes felt afflicted by, but at the same time, grateful for. So I'm using it, I'm using it to help people and to do good. Because I know that it's a gift from my higher power, which I believe is God. And I also have a really steady spirit guide that really helps me out in these matters. So, the things you need to know about me. I don't sugarcoat. I tell it straight. I'm real. I don't fake anything. Everything is 100% genuinely done and real. Okay? So, the problem with doing these live things, you're not in front of me. The difference is between readings distantly and together in the same space are this. I don't get to connect with your energy, and you don't get to connect with mine in the same way as we would as if you were sitting at my dining room table. It's that simple, but that profound. So, with that being said, not everything, I'm not guaranteeing everything to be 100% accurate. I am guaranteeing everything to be 100% genuine and real. And it's coming through a higher power than me. I'm the medium for it. So, not everything's going to be pretty necessarily. Not everything's going to be not pretty. But with that, what I need you to understand and focus on is listen to those things and realize what you can do, because nothing is set in stone. You can change that reality for yourself. Just because a reading says that your future might contain this thing and your present, this thing is holding you back, well, use the thing that's holding you back. You can make the difference in that eventual outcome. It's not set in stone. Just know that ahead of time. And one more disclaimer. If a spirit comes through, it may not necessarily be pertinent to your reading or to you, but it could be pertinent to a viewer that's watching. And if something comes through, I'm going to say it. And if it pertains to you, whether you're the one I'm doing the reading for or not, say something, please. And I will get to it. I will further endow that reading and communication for you. Because obviously someone, somewhere wants to communicate with you. That's the truth. Okay, with that being said, I want to do a quick, 5-minute Q&A session. Not questions about a reading yet. You can put those after I begin. But any questions you might have for me as who I am as an individual or anything like that.
Okay. If anyone has
take a few
questions
minutes.
for Guinevere,
Yep.
go ahead and bring them on. We'd like to hear what your questions about her history or her understanding of the paranormal belief systems, how we interact, how she interacts with spirits, just anything that you would be interested to know as a quick Q&A before we start our first reading.
Right.
And by the way, we are doing live psychic readings tonight. We're starting to gather a pretty big audience here. We will take as many questions as we can. We have 10, 11 questions already lined up.
Plus one that was live that already...
Celica Riker wants to know, how long has your spirit guide been with you? Did you realize this gift when you were a child or an adult?
I was 14, and it took a very profound experience, very scary experience actually, in my life to learn who my spirit guide was. So since the age of 14, and just tonight, I've always known who it is. She presented herself to me, told me her name. My boyfriend at the time, who is no longer alive, sadly, had a spirit guide as well. And just tonight, when I was meditating on this reading and everything, he talked to me and said that he's one of mine too. And before my boyfriend at the time, when I was about 15, before that spirit guide said he had to leave, I researched him. He gave me enough information about his death in Chicago that I was able to research it at the library and find his obituary and the whole thing about his death. So I know that he existed as a person. And what's strange is he told us suddenly he had to go. And the night he had to leave, he told me, or the day he had to leave, he told me he would somehow let me know he was going. He came to me in my dreams, but it wasn't a dream. It seemed like a dream at the time, but he came to me and I saw him in a cloud, like a fog of blue. And I had a little rug by my bed at the time. I was still living with my mom. And the rug, I had some slippers and everything. So in that dream, I stood up from my bed, I stood on the rug and hugged him. And he just told me goodbye and that he loved me. It was crazy, honestly. He was just completely blue, and there was this light around him that was completely blue. Strangest thing ever. So then when I woke up the next morning, my slippers had been moved. The rug had 2 sets of footprints on it and had been shifted. So I don't know how you explain that kind of thing. It wasn't a dream.
You had one more question, but
Okay.
It was actually closely related.
Okay.
Bria wanted to know, how long have you had this gift?
To be quite honest with you, it almost made me cry just then. I think I've had this gift. All along. It's just that I didn't know or wasn't tuned into it until around the age of 14. Lots of trauma and things like that can add to a person's sensitivity. So I think from an early age, I had some guides and some guardian angels kind of on my side. If that answers your question.
Okay. Silica wants to know, who is your guide? I don't know if you said the name because I've been concentrating on trying to
Her name
follow
is
conversations. Okay. And I remember you saying some very interesting things about Jody.
John's guide's name was Richie, and Richie is who spoke to me tonight.
Okay. And that's what I was going to say, is what a poignant question for this evening, because I've been with Guinevere for over 10 years, and we have spoken on several occasions about Richie and Jody, but it's rare. It's not something that comes up every day, and it was definitely a strong presence today.
Yeah.
So what a great question.
That is a great question.
And just interesting timing. Okay, so I think that we've gotten through our Q&A. If you're ready.
No more questions.
Yeah. If anyone else has questions, though, go ahead and post your Q&A questions for Guinevere about her history, psychic abilities, she views the spirit world, things like that, and we'll try to get to those later. And just to be super clear, Guinevere's spirit guides, she does not believe that they are a relative in this lifetime or anything like that. And we did get your question. I'm going back here to look to make sure that I get names right, because I've got a lot of new people coming in.
My first question is for Elizabeth
No,
Christensen.
I just want to make sure that we have a record of it, of who it is. It's Leanne,
Okay.
who wants to know. This will be the second question that we answer will be for Leanne, because we have a question for one of the very first question we got for this event that will come first.
So I'm going to put a list of live questions.
Yeah.
So Leanne, is it L-E?
Leanne.
Okay.
Leanne Seidler's question is about what angel is watching over her and her family.
Okay.
And welcome, Bonnie. Welcome to Leah. And to Bria and Silica. Welcome to everyone.
All of whose names I am familiar with. Thanks for tuning in. Okay. So my first question is from Elizabeth Christensen. She commented on the thread of a past reading I did in November, and I told her that if I was going to do another live free reading, I would let her know. So that's why she's at the top of the list here. Her question has to do with her daughter, and if her daughter will find a good man that loves her. So that's where we're going to start. So just give me a few minutes to tune in. May not be literally a few minutes, but I just need everybody to kind of have some patience with this, because it's not an easy process, for real, for me to devote my energy into it.
Okay, and while Guinevere's doing that, I'm going to try and speak quietly so that she can concentrate. I just wanted to let everyone know Bonnie has a question too. So we have a couple of, and congratulations, Bonnie, that you have a baby coming very soon.
Aw, congratulations.
But she wants to know if it'll be within the next week. So that'll be something we'll get to here a little bit later.
That's exciting.
Seriously.
That card wants to stick out.
It's like the seven.
My card is, or
wands.
my deck is an active deck. I always trust it because it's always been very trustworthy. I kind of let it do its own thing. I have a method. It's not without method at all. It's just cards move actively. So I'm trusting it to do its work. And for this for these live free readings, I only do a 3-card reading because I try to make it as quick as possible so I can get to as many people as possible. So, with a 3-card reading, past, present, future. That's literally how it goes. That's the order, past, present, future. So this is what you're currently, or you're moving out of, or you just recently moved out of. This is your present. This is your future. So this reading is for Elizabeth Christensen. What I see here is that your daughter has been with a man that maybe didn't treat her well, but was a creative dreamer, promised her the world, maybe even perhaps, but wasn't necessarily, he was charming, but he wasn't necessarily what he said he was. Almost a performer, possibly, or even in a sense. So she kind of holed up all of her stock in him, thinking he was the one. And somehow maybe she was devastated. I think she was devastated by something with that relationship. I don't see a loss in that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see a loss in that as far as physical loss, death-wise. I just see that he didn't hold his promises. Um, he didn't adhere to them. Okay. So presently, there's kind of this balance of the material world. The material world, what do you really want? Do you go for the guy that doesn't necessarily have dreams and aspirations that you can see being fruitful? Or do you go for the guy that already has it together and is seemingly already financially stable? It's this balance of materialism. So you have to decide. She has to decide. Does she choose love or materialism? Does she? And that's not said in a negative way. Just so you know, that's not being negative. That's the reality of it. Does she choose love over money? Does she choose? Well, I can't tell, honestly. It's kind of hard to see because he's nice and makes good money. This guy over here kind of sees my soul feeling, okay? So I think that's something's going on presently that has a conflict with, that maybe the second guy that's financially stable isn't even in the picture yet, but could be soon. But there's a conflict with figuring out which she prefers and which would be better for her and right for her. Okay, and the future is 8 of Wands. So once again, it's a creative card. It's kind of putting all your stock into one thing. Kind of like putting all of your stock into one dream and hoping for a good outcome. So what I'm getting from the reading personally, my own personal feel and communication, is that she's struggled with not choosing the same kind of guy repeatedly, but she has sort of a pattern and sort of a same type of person she chooses repeatedly that has left her heartbroken, and she's trying not to, but at the same time, the alternative seems far worse to her, or at least not something that she can go into with her heart. So it makes it incredibly difficult for her to be happy if she chooses the thing that's different. But it also is something that's hard for her when she chooses the thing that's familiar. It's kind of it's a toss-up, honestly, right now. I don't know how old your daughter is, but I think that a little bit, this is just my own insight into it, I think she needs to focus on herself first. I think she needs to perhaps keep some sort of journal or just notes about how she's feeling in her current position herself, and kind of do some internal thinking and figure out what she really wants, and not just necessarily go with her heart over mind or mind over heart. It's somewhere in the mix, right in between, where she's going to find her love. But she eventually will end up with someone that's creative minded like she is. I think there's a lot of creativity going on. And I think that creative people tend to gravitate towards one another. And that, no, they're not always the richest people. And no, they're not always the most reliable sometimes. That's not a negative. I'm a creative person. My husband is too. But it's factual. Like, I mean, it's true. Like, that's what I see. And, you know, I just think she needs to take time to really focus on herself and be able to discern really what she wants. Does that make sense?
Elizabeth Christensen is on right now,
Okay, that's
and,
her.
and she says she is 26 and has health issues.
Okay.
So she is interacting now. And we do really appreciate when you interact live.
Yes, it makes a huge difference.
Because Guinevere can get so much deeper into what
Yeah.
we're talking to you about if she has a live interaction, somebody that's
Yeah,
actually
someone's commenting on what I'm saying and I can give feedback, that sort of thing. It really helps. So
Exactly.
your daughter has health issues, which you didn't mention before, which is fine. I mean, I'm sorry about that. I don't mean it's fine. I mean, you asked about if she'll find a good man that loves her. Now, did anything I said make sense to you?
Okay, we got to wait for her to type. And I just wanted to apologize real quick for I've been trying to type back to people's comments, but I'm not going to do that anymore because it's been making an annoying clicking noise. So I'm going to leave off of that, and we'll come back to you. Leanne, you are the second reading, so that was our first, and you're coming right up. Isn't that Leanne Seidler? That's the
Leanne
second one.
and Mary.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And and Elizabeth says yes, everything. So
Okay, good.
sounds like you are just right on.
And I hope that your daughter, no matter what is ailing her, I hope that that gets healed. I hope that that's going to be something that can be healed and that she's okay.
Hello, Scott Peters. That is an awesome name. That's one of the coolest names I've ever heard because it's almost exactly my name. And welcome to the group.
All right. So I'm moving on to Leanne's question.
Hi, Nicole.
For Leanne's question, I'm not going to use tarot because she's asking what angel is watching over her and her family. Tarot doesn't really coordinate with that. So for just a second, I'm going to tune in and see if I can come up with anything. And if not, I'm going to use some other tool to come up with an answer. Okay?
Okay.
So just give me a second of silence.
And I'm just going to react to Erica real quick, quietly. You are very early on. I don't have the list in front of me, but you will be coming up very soon. We have a list of about 12 readings that we're going to be doing tonight.
We're trying to interchange live and pre-order.
Right, the pre-order. So we've done.
Is it Erica with the K?
That's right.
She's number 4.
Okay, that's what she wanted to know, and so she's right on. Okay, and thank you, Leah, for your question as well. We will get that in.
Just give me a second. I need silence now.
Okay.
So Scott, including you.
All right.
I need silence. It's your grandma. Do you have a grandma that has passed away?
And please do
Leanne.
answer if you can, Leanne.
Did you call her Nana? Or I'm just getting an N, feel to her name, or what you might have called her. But I'm getting that it's a grandma. But I'm also getting Galadriel, which is a real angel.
And I'm getting lots of interaction, but I'm not necessarily getting one from Leanne right this minute.
Well, I'm going to write that down, and it's been recorded. So, Grandma. Because we got to keep moving.
Okay.
Okay. Now
I've got a question for the live readings. for the live readings
I'll add that
list.
to the live, but Mary's next.
Okay.
I gotta be able to get to the other questions too.
Scott Peters would like to know, when is my lonesomeness going to end? And will my wife be back in my lifetime? Will my wife be back in my life? That's what he wants to know. And Leanne has a lot of questions. So I'm going to try and go back here. She has been trying to respond, but I can't keep all of the questions on the screen at the same time here.
Honestly, you guys, just so you know, we are thrilled we have had so much feedback, and this is so booming and blowing up. But it is difficult. This is our first time doing it with this many people. So just so you know, please be patient. Your patience is appreciated. We're trying to do the best we can here. It is really difficult to try and switch back, and for my beautiful husband, he's doing a great job, but it's so hard. So please bear with us. We're doing the best we can. But I need to get to Mary's question next.
Right. Mary asked, before we even went live, she had questions for us.
Mary Montez.
I should have told you, and you might want to write this in.
Is it Mary Montez?
No. I'm just saying out loud.
This is my second reading I said I was going to do.
Right. I just want you to write down under Leanne, she said Grandma Joan.
Okay.
We're trying to keep track of everything all at once.
And I will try to get back with that.
Yeah, and we are trying to keep everyone in order. We're not going to be answering Scott's question right away. We're just putting him on the list.
Well, here's the deal. I'm trying to keep live members and people that already put their comments in the section on our feed or whatever comment thread earlier in the week satisfied. I'm trying to do my best. I can't do it all, but I'm trying. So hang tight. Okay, so Mary Montez. When will I be happy? She asks. So that's her question.
And Mary, if you are on, please do interact, and we might be able to do a little bit more. Otherwise, with just a short question and very little that we know.
It's a 3-card reading, and I will give what I can get from that.
Yeah.
Honestly, for those that aren't viewing, I get more when I'm, have interaction, but I'm willing to do it for those that can't attend. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Okay, and I see that Jesselyn Shafrick has also given us a question.
Okay. Well, at some point we may have to take a break and write things down so we keep in,
Right.
Okay.
Take a look at the cards.
I spend too much time looking at the cards, but you're right to show them.
And the King of Cups.
But it kind of throws me off. Okay.
And a Two of Cups.
Okay.
And the Hermit.
I just want to tell everyone that when cards come up reversed, it doesn't mean that it's the opposite of their meaning. It means that there might not be enough weight or energy to them anymore. So these things aren't viewed, nothing in the tarot is viewed as good, as positive or negative. Okay? Everything is viewed as something that is an opportunity, just so you know. So it's not a negative or a positive. It's just very in the middle. And you have the opportunity to change all that, just so you know. So that's kind of the thing. I'm gonna choose some stones for her. I kind of know a little bit more about her situation than I do some of you. Okay. Although I don't know her personally. So King of Cups. I can tell that was her husband, and that was an emotional bond. Cups often symbolize, cups do symbolize emotions. He was kind of the holder of her heart. And I think that in a lot of ways, he kept her together. I don't think I know because she did tell me that he's passed away, but from this reading, it kind of makes sense. Kind of was the holder of her heart and kind of the keeper of her sanity and keeper of her heart and kind of kept her going. I think that there might have been some depression before him, and I think that maybe there were some tendencies towards sadness before him. But you truly found happiness with him, and that was evident. And currently you feel like literally the Two of Cups, a union, has been turned upside down. It's a sad period in your life. It's been hard. What you need to do is reflect upon those times, and you need to realize that this is your opportunity to find you, to see who you really are, who you've always been, and you're like me this way. I'm going to admit that to everyone that's watching. You kind of needed that perfect person in your life to show you stability and security. And you finally found that. And then you lost it. Way too soon. Way before you ever expected. And it's hard. So the Hermit, this is your area of introspection. This is your time of going within. And the reason why it may be reversed and have little lighter meaning, because it's not fully developed in energy, is because you don't want to have to do that. You don't want, my cat just went on the window ledge. Sorry, that freaked me out for a minute. You don't want to have to go there. I think you've seen a lot of loss and a lot of dark times. And you've always had a strength about you. But in a sense, you were a fortress. Strong fortress, hiding the softer, more fragile inside, which I can relate with too. So you need to look within yourself, do some exercises like write in a journal, go see a therapist, talk to friends if you have good friends, talk to family members who identify and know your struggles. Do something that's good for you. What comes to mind actually for you personally is take an art class. Do something spontaneous that you didn't think you'd do. Like go do a painting class. That's just at a winery or just whatever. Like something that it's not necessarily a college course, but just spontaneity. You need to do something spontaneous for yourself. Kind of find yourself again. Okay.
I have a suggestion. We do have a lot of questions from live viewers.
Okay.
So I think that we should try to prioritize live viewers a little bit.
Okay.
And I don't know if you're willing to do just one card readings for the people who asked beforehand. And I know folks that are watching live, we're just going to work in the early questions, but we're doing live readings.
I do the best.
Live readings are number one. The people that are actually watching right now, we're trying to prioritize you.
Just Don't sound rude about it. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to do just what I can.
Right.
Okay, so what, let's see. Let me actually, like, check some, so I know what I've done. Okay. Kind of. Okay, so, that would mean, but Erica was asking, and Antonio wants his reading too.
Right.
So, should I go to Scott Peters and then...
Well, who did we have? Who was our second live?
I told Erica number 4, though, so I should go to Erica real quick.
Okay. Well, there's...
Erica.
Okay, and then we got to answer Bonnie because she was before Scott.
Okay. Well, that's what you need to keep straight. That's what I'm relying on you for,
I know, but I
sweetheart.
can't write anything down because I'm holding this thing.
I hear you. It's a hard job. It's only 2 of us.
Right.
You have to understand, kids. It's just me and my husband here. We don't have a big old film crew or anything.
We're going to have to get one of you as a moderator to help keep a list for us.
Erica wants to know
Thank
what's
you.
in store for her. Erica Valdez.
And Erica is on live with us and asked early on, so we appreciate you coming in, Erica.
Thank you, Erica. And interact if you can. I have to try and keep things brief at this point. I've got way more interest than I have had on any previous live reading, so I'm like kind of flustered tonight with getting things done. But I'm doing the best I can for everybody. Trying to. Okay.
Thanks, Scott. The Star. The 7 of Cups.
And the Hermit came up again. Oh, that one wants to fall out.
Got a jumper.
I have to... King of Wands, what was that? So I just need to make a note of that real quick.
So we've got the Star, which I believe is Major Arcana.
Well, yeah. And the Hermit is Major Arcana.
I'm just a scientist watching this stuff unfold.
Oh, boy. Okay. So, here's the deal. There's hopefulness. You've, are coming out of a point of hopefulness. And you have put a lot of thought and a lot of stock into something. Okay? So a lot of your ambitions and goals and desires are kind of coming to fruition. And you're starting to see it unfold. Like you might even get surprise things occurring right now. Like winning something, getting the person you want, getting the job you want, getting the house you want, that sort of thing. Like I said, reverse doesn't mean negative, and I always wondered, honestly, when I don't have a person on the other side of me, if reversed means I'm reading for them or not. If it's faced, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just go, but it doesn't mean, reverse doesn't necessarily mean anything to me right now because literally it could be just low energy.
Erica says yes.
Okay. So I think that you're starting to see the fruits of labor. And I think that someone has your attention and you have theirs. Am I right?
Just giving Erica a chance to respond. Sometimes there's a little bit of a lag on these lives.
Yeah.
She says, my luck has changed.
Okay. It's obvious. Look at this card.
That's the
luck changing.
7 of Cups.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now with that, with all of the winnings that come from this period that's present, you have to do some reflecting. And you have to go internally within yourself, and it might require some seclusion and isolation. If your luck has become something that other people want or want to get something out of, you might have to go in hiding.
Okay.
You might literally have to go like away and not respond for a while. You need to surround yourself with only those that aren't out to get something from you. Understand?
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks so much for your question, Erica. Now, trying to keep track here.
Okay, well, I need to get back to Antonio at some point, but you said Bonnie.
Yeah, Bonnie was alive. We were going to try to go back to live.
Wanting to know if she was going to have her baby.
And Antonio, if you are on right now, please do speak up, and we'll try to get you next. Yes, that's right. And I'm just trying to look back.
Within a week?
Yeah, can you tell me, will my baby be born within the next week?
Okay. All right, Bonnie.
And Eric is saying, yes, a lot of jealous people.
There you go, girl. Telling you. You're going to have to go into your own cocoon for a little bit. I'm not kidding. Just don't trust them. Don't trust them completely. That's real.
And Scott Peters, thanks for helping us keep track a little bit. This might be a future moderator right here. Helping us to keep a list.
We might enlist your help. Okay. We need help.
And I got your message as well, Leah.
Okay. So will Bonnie have her child this week? All right, that right on top is feeling. You know, honestly, for hers, I'm going to do pendulum.
Do a pendulum reading?
Pendulum. Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be a quick yes or no.
Bonnie, are you still live with us? I think she is. We're going to do a pendulum reading. This is a little bit different.
But since it's a yes or no question, I'm just going to go with it.
Yeah, I think that makes it sort of a simple way to communicate.
I knotted it so tightly I can't get it off. Nice. I'm kind of obsessive compulsive.
For those that didn't tune in until just recently, we did offer up a sort of a questionnaire about which psychic mediumship devices you might like for Guinevere to use this evening. Yep, Bonnie is here. She's on.
Hi, Bonnie.
And we've got with us a spirit board, which was the second on the list. People voted for which devices we might use. We got a few votes for pendulum readings, and most of the votes were for tarot readings.
Right.
So eventually we will do a show, Facebook Live, on some of these other things that we don't get to tonight. Just can't cram everything in.
For spirit communication, I think that spirit board, so those of you that have either already requested spirit communication, we'll probably either do spirit board, pendulum, or automatic writing, because obviously tarot doesn't necessarily bring through spirits. Spirits are always kind of talking to me, but just to give you a good medium that's kind of proof and show for you. Okay. Anyway, I'm focusing on Bonnie's question right now.
I'm just going to show the mat real quick.
Let me get the pendulum, and I need you to show that my hands aren't moving, for one. Will Bonnie have her baby this week? And I need you to get in a good roundabout flow first. Okay, got that going. Center. Center. Will Bonnie have her baby this week? Yes or no? It's looking like yes, Bonnie. Get your bag packed, girl. It's definitely a yes.
Were you hoping for a yes or for a no,
Look
Bonnie?
at that, yes. Make sure you have your stuff ready.
Goodness
It's
sakes.
gonna be this week. Congratulations. Do you know if you're having
Congratulations,
a boy or
Bonnie.
a girl? Or is it a surprise?
Leah Ann Fida, and I've got more than one Leah
Is she
on here.
responding? Is Bonnie responding?
It's saying spirit board for her. So if we do a spirit board, it's definitely going to have to be in the second session because we have to set up the camera differently for that.
And I'm going to need a break between. So, okay, so spirit board, I'm going to make a new list.
And I'm just going to say out loud for those watching, Bonnie, it says, thank the Lord. Yes, I want to have him like now.
Aww, congratulations. Good luck. Let us know his name and all that. Please do. That's so cool.
It's her third boy.
Aww.
And Scott Peters is on cards when we get around to him, and he's very understanding about the fact that he's on a list.
Scott Peters, you're cool. Okay, so spirit board, who were you saying, Leah? How do you spell it? Or Leah?
Well, I'm going to say Leah unless she can. It's Leah Ann Fida, Fyda.
Wait.
That's her name.
No, you need to spell that again. You went right into the
Leah.
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 That's Leah.
Okay, Leah.
Uh-huh.
Ann.
And?
Last name Fida, Fyda.
And she wants spirit.
She's a spirit boarder.
Okay.
And then we have another
I gotta go back to
Leah, and I'm sorry if I'm making tapping noises, folks. I'm just looking back here to make sure that we don't skip somebody.
Yeah, and Bonnie, let us know if you end up having your baby this week. I like to have assurance and confirmation.
Oops. Okay, the other Leah is Leah Rettie.
Okay, but I do have, okay.
Rettie.
And is that just a reading?
Yeah.
Leite? What?
No. The name's Leah, Leah.
Okay.
And the last name is Rettie, Rettie.
Okay, and that's cards. What's her question?
I'm looking back.
Okay, I gotta go to someone else.
Okay, yeah, that's great. We're
I'm
all
going
about
to
what.
Antonio Salas. It's number 3 on my pre-list. Okay. We're gonna go back to cards.
Thanks for participating, Bonnie.
I need a drink real quick. My mouth's dry.
And there's also a question from Jesselyn. She has no preference for what kind of device is used.
Okay. And what's her question? Let me just write it down real quick.
Oh, yeah, it's a great question you ask there, Honey Pie.
If Scott Peters, who you said would be a good moderator,
Right, Scott.
we might hire you, dude. So if you could help us keep track of the questions and reiterate them, that would be great.
All right, seriously. Jesselyn says she's patient. I like that. That's useful.
Thank you.
I'm trying to go back through the list.
Okay, but could you be kind of give me time of silence too for a minute?
Okay.
It doesn't always have to be interactive.
All right, here's Jesselyn's question.
Okay.
Hi, can you tell me if my son's dad is okay? If he's still watching. And I'm wondering, Jesselyn, you can just let me know when you can. Do you mean in a metaphysical sense, or do you mean that he's literally watching? I think she means that he's passed on. And that she wants to know if
her son's dad is okay.
Yeah, if he's okay on the other side. Let me know if I'm clear on that.
Okay. Yeah, if she could clarify. Right now I'm doing Antonio's. So, for now, Scott, I need you to be quiet and let me actually focus.
Okay.
And audience, please just understand that it can't be. I have to have some interaction beyond just, it's a spiritual thing that I have to focus on. Some.
Okay. Thanks, Jesselyn.
Okay, this is for Antonio Salas. He asked, will the plans I have fall into place and will I get the person I've been wanting? And he rephrased it as love interest, general goals I have about where me and my family are at. Okay. I see that this is a person that has, the person that you're interested in has been a part of your past or is part of your current, but like you've known in the past. And is Antonio live?
Antonio, let us know if you're live. I don't think so.
Okay.
I haven't seen his name come up.
Well, I think that this is a person that he's known for quite a while or knew when he was younger and re-met or discovered or something like that. But there's like some sort of bond, or it's someone he was with and wants to get back with. I don't know. That's from his past. That was great.
Sorry.
And then the magician shows the conscious state of things. So he's aware of what he can do, actually. He just needs to take the right steps. There is nothing really holding you back, Antonio. It's that you have to kind of be, the feeling I get is you have to present yourself anew. You can't do the same old thing that you're used to doing. In regards to your love interest, you have to, I would suggest looking within yourself some, figuring out what might need some tune-ups and doing that before you start seriously pursuing this person, because that's what could make it successful. Otherwise, it'll be more lust-based and not love-based, to put it simply. The Five of Wands is the future, and that means that all your creative endeavors, all your family is feeling good about where you're at. You're able to be inventive in ways of living, inventive of ways of surviving, knowing how to kind of run the game. I don't know why that term came to me, but like, you know how to run the game, you know how to like rule your own life. It's just a matter of sort of reflecting upon those areas in your love life that haven't always worked out. So look at those things. This is a general statement and it's not meant to put anybody down. But quite often, the differences between men and women are in communication. So communication, you need to listen and you need to talk. You need to do both though, and you need to do both equally. Okay? So there's Antonio's reading.
Okay, and Leah has been very patient. She's still on, and I think she's the one. Leah said that she's in Buffalo, New York, and it's midnight there.
Okay.
And I would like it if we can help her out and get her on now.
So she wants the cards. Is it the spirit? Is it the cards?
Yes.
Okay, what was her question? Because she never gave me that. Is it Leah ready?
Leah Fida.
No, that's the spirit board.
Oh, okay. Well, then she's a spirit board one, so second half. So that's gonna
second half.
Okay. And I'm
Sorry.
trying so hard to find.
I'm sorry. That's good. Like spirit board and
Okay.
Automatic writing are gonna have to be second
So
half.
yeah, we're gonna
'Cause I
have to
gotta
take
get through some of these readings.
we're gonna have to take our break at some point, and we'll just have to make that the very first one when we get back.
Okay, I need to move on to my.
Yeah. We're trying to keep cooking here.
We are. I'm trying to get to everybody if I can. Okay, Jasmine Wildsmith. Is she with me? Oh, actually, Jasmine and Bria. I was going to tell you. Jasmine and Bria Wildsmith, are you with us?
Jasmine and Bria. Okay, and I'm gonna go down to the newest ones.
Are you watching live?
I'm looking to see if we've got Jasmine and Bria, and I'm not getting a reaction right this minute.
Okay.
Of course, they would have had to be very patient. We've been going on for an hour now, so
we have.
Thanks everyone
what
for
I'm
sticking
getting
with
at
us.
with Jasmine and Bria, I'm going to put both of them on the spirit board and automatic writing slate because they're specifically asking if family members have a message for them.
Okay, Bria says yes.
Okay.
Bria Wildsmith is with us.
Is that cool if we go on? Okay, what I'm going to do is we're going to do spirit board and automatic writing and kind of my own divination in the second part after we take a break.
Okay, Bria and Jasmine, is that the other one?
Well,
they're both
right,
there.
I have,
Yep, they're both there.
Okay,
They're both
are you
here.
both sisters? I was curious about that. Are you related?
They both are here. They're both verifying that.
Okay.
Scott's still with us as well.
I mean, noticing the last names, I was like, well, they have to be related somehow.
Do we have anyone else live that has already asked a question that Guinevere can respond to?
I'm going to Scott Peters
with
now.
Tara. I think we're going to Scott Peters. It's a mother and daughter.
Mother and daughter, okay.
And I hope that doesn't bother you, Bria and Jasmine.
We're doing it in the second because what we decided was spirit board and automatic writing and divination like that kind of needed to have its own separate thing because I am literally getting overwhelmed with readings right now.
Plus, we're going to have to set up the camera for the spirit board because I can't hold it in my hand.
We will publish every ounce of video that we're doing tonight. Right. Every second of our live presentation. So if you can't be with us tonight, you can still watch it after the fact. I do like when people can participate so that I can kind of get some feedback. But if you can't, I get it. I will still do it for you. It's just, it's better when you can interact.
Right.
Is that okay with you? Because that's kind of how I'm having to run it now. I'm sorry.
Okay. So let's go on with the... Okay, they say that's totally okay with us, hon.
Okay, thank you.
They gave you the kind of heart that I type for you every day, sweetie pie.
Thank you. I appreciate your patience. I really do. Okay, we're going on to Scott Peters.
Okay, here we go, Scott. Thanks for sticking around. And thanks to everyone for participating.
Thank you so much. It
We've
means
had
a lot.
Over 100 comments.
It means a lot to us. It really does. And I do. I just have such a heart for helping and giving, and that's what I hope to get out of this. So
we have a question from Mandy Marie Nicholson Boyd, who won't be able to sleep until she knows the answer.
Oh boy, no pressure, girl. Oh, I have her actually already on here.
Oh, good, good.
Is it a different question that she's already asked?
She hasn't said anything that I saw come up other than she's saying yes, she's here with us.
Okay. Now that she hears me, is it any different than the question you already asked me previously? I keep wanting to drink a candle. My mouth is so dry after talking so much. I'm like,
Seriously,
drink a candle.
you've got to
Fine.
be seriously thirsty when you're ready to drink a candle. Okay. Whose reading are you doing right now?
I'm doing Scott Peters.
You're doing Scott Peters, that's right.
That's whose cards these are.
I'm reading everyone's comments, so I keep getting...
I know, you
sidetracked.
keep getting sidetracked. You need to stop getting sidetracked, baby. We have work to do. Okay. Yes. Scott, she will come back. I'll put it that way, just to end your fears on that. She will come back. She's right there. I think she's a little bit more of the materialism world than you are, though, and you're more in the creative world. Am I right?
Yeah. Just from some of our discussions earlier, I see where you're coming from on those comments.
Here you were in the past. You had a lot of money. You were successful together. Am I right? And then here you are now, alone with your thoughts.
And talk a little bit about the symbolism of those wands there.
Well, it represents creativity and ingenuity and ideas and things that you want to put into place, you know? Things you're set on doing in life, your own goals.
Scott saying yes.
Okay.
Your question, that's
But here she
accurate.
is again in your future. But I want you to notice what she's reflecting on from the past. See that? So the question
She's
is,
saying, yes, all true.
so the question is, do you actually want her in your life? I would take this time. I see solidarity in this. I would take this time to analyze that. Because I'm not getting a great vibe. She will be back. She's interested in that. Pentacles are also coins. It represents money. That's what I'm getting at. Got me? Does that make sense?
Material gains.
Just for what it's worth, I don't get a good feeling about it. But you take this time and analyze it. Think about what you really want for you. Okay? You. What you really want for you. I think you're a giver. You need to start thinking about you. Not being taken.
Yes, I do. And it makes him cry.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. But I wouldn't probably go back to her. And I know that that's a hard thing. That's a really incredibly hard thing for me to tell someone because you do what you want with your life, but as guidance, I don't get a good feel. My whole tone changed. Notice that. Okay? Get that feel. Learn yourself. And you know what? Be okay with yourself. Because you're okay. You're cool.
And we do have another question from Tim Wheeler.
Okay.
And Tim, I don't know how long you've been with us watching, but we're talking about going to a break and doing a second session here.
Yeah.
In a little
I'm going to
bit.
have to soon.
But we're definitely keeping track of your question, and if you keep following on, we'll make sure that we, in some way, respond to your question. It's very important, and you know that's the kind of question Tim's asking about his dad who's passed away.
Okay. Is that something that could go in the second segment? Do you want me to try and...
If you come back with us
It
live,
seems like the second segment is becoming more about loved ones that have passed on.
Mhm.
So if I could include you in the second segment, that would be great. Is that cool with you?
and I just wanted to say out loud to Scott that I totally join in with
Is he
with what you're saying. He's saying it's hard to throw away 27 years, so that's a lot of history that you've spent with her.
I know, sweetheart. I like literally, I call him sweetheart. I don't even know you. And this is the thing, is that I get that you're a sweetheart. Like, I feel that about you. But what I need you to hear from me, and as hard as it is, I don't, like I said in the beginning, don't sugarcoat things. I shoot it real how I'm receiving my info. You have absolutely got to take care of yourself right now. Don't throw yourself away because you're too valuable. Just know that. She was fixated on the material world. She wants more of that. You were happy that way for a while. Something happened, didn't go right. When she comes back in your life, it's all going to be about that material. Trust me. As sad and as hard as it frickin' is, I can't even imagine not being with Scott. My Scott, who's holding the camera. I can't even imagine. We've been together 12 years, but it's not, and plan on being together forever. But that is a long time. And I respect that. And I can't even imagine parting after that long. But the real feeling I get, truthfully, is that it's time to move on. There is no going back. It's not going to be the same. It's never going to be the same. Just trust me on that. You can do whatever you want, but hear me at least on that. Okay?
And I wanted to point out, we just got Tim Wheeler is actually in a relationship with Leah and Fida.
Oh, okay.
So so
I can put them on the same
Yep,
spot.
they're fine with being on the
Cool.
second session, but they're together. That's a couples reading there.
Cool.
So that's going to be kind of fun.
It's not really is it a couple? Because he wants to know about his dad, right?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
What did she want to know?
I just wanted to point out that that's her fiance.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so what did she?
Thank you,
who
Scott.
did she want to communicate with?
Let's go back here. Leah and Fida.
He wanted to know about his dad, right?
I'm certain that's right. I
think that's what
remember
you
that
said,
for
and I
sure.
think that's okay.
And Leah, it's okay if you want to restate your question right now. I know that my device isn't even going to let me go back so far to see your question because we've had so many comments, and I really appreciate everyone
I'm going to have to start my second
commenting and
segment
interacting.
with Jasmine and Bria, though. Okay?
So we do have...
Just so you know. So that'll be my first one. Jasmine and Bria start it. And then Leanne and Tim will come next.
Okay.
And I do still have one live reading that came through for Leah Reddy. Is she still around? And Jesselyn?
Okay. Silica's going to have to jet. She has to leave, but she will rewatch tomorrow.
Okay.
So
I still have your question, Silica. So I will try to get to it.
And thanks for being on for a whole hour since the very beginning.
Thank you so much. I will try to get to your reading. And if I don't, I will contact you somehow and let you know when our next one will be, and yours will be one of the first. Okay?
Leah is saying my mom.
Okay.
She's the one that was asking about her mom.
Leah Reddy?
Leah Fida. And
okay.
Honestly, I don't see the question from Leah Reddy. I just saw the name, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she didn't have a question.
Okay. Well, could you ask if Leah Reddy is still with us?
Leah Reddy, if you are still with us,
do you have a question?
Let us know if you do have a question.
We're getting ready to take a break and come back.
Yeah, we're gonna. Are you gonna get anything in before we take the break, or do we need to just?
I'm gonna do Jesselyn's, and then we're gonna take a break.
Thanks, Scott, and thanks everyone. So far, we've got Jesselyn's coming up, and then we're going to try and do. We're going to do another session after we take a quick break to set up the cameras a little differently, so that we can get the spirit board involved.
I marked you down, Silica. No matter what, I'm going to let you know what's up.
And
April Dawn, and Mandy Marie. And Linda Daly and Conrad, I'm going to try to get to you as well.
Right. And the folks that come in
But
on the second
segment,
session, the people
it
that
will
are...
be spirit board first and automatic writing.
Right.
So if you have a question for a loved one on the other side, then would be your time to tune into that. We're going to kind of do like split up segments.
Right. And those who have already asked a question and who tune back in, we're going to take your questions
And here's the deal. I'm going to do Jesselyn's reading next, and then we're going to take our break. When we come back, we'll do the communicating with the other side. And if we get, I don't know where we're at, but we're pretty close to 1,000 likes.
Mandy is still on, and she can't sleep until she gets her answer. She needs to know she can't
All right,
sleep.
Mandy, I will get to you. I promise. I will tonight. I'll just like make sure you're in the second segment. Is that okay? I need a break right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the deal, though. If I know we're pretty close to 1,000 likes, if we could get to 1,000 likes, if you share, have a friend like the page, whatever. If we can get to 1,000 likes tonight, I will stay up and do an extra segment. Okay?
And thanks for the flurry of likes on this post, because we love that too. But just so you all know, if you can help someone else to like our page.
Well, if you can get people to like our page, I will. It is an energy drain, but I'm doing this because I love to do it and I love to help people. But I do get tired and I do have to take breaks because I literally just get drained. So, but if you could help us to get to 1,000, I will do a third segment just to make sure I've gotten everybody that's, being involved tonight. Because I appreciate it. I really, really do. So, Jesselyn's reading. Okay.
All right.
I almost wonder if this should go in the second segment, though. Is Jesselyn on?
Jesselyn, are you on live right now? Go ahead and set up. Keep on seeing if there are any cards that come to you here, and we'll see if while you're doing that, if she responds.
Well, I'm
if not, then we could go to the second segment.
Getting the idea that he's not on Earth anymore, so I don't know that cards. I mean, I can tell somewhat with cards, but
Jesselyn says I can wait, so she can wait. But if you're ready with live.
Just ask her, are we talking about alive or deceased?
She says go to break. Okay, Jesselyn, and you can go ahead and answer that question as well about if we're talking about. She says yes, but I think she's responding yes to that he's passed on. So, Jesselyn, if you could clarify whether we're looking...
Well, just be quiet for a minute, Scott. You talk. I have to concentrate so I can figure it out, too.
Okay.
I know you're a marketing man and all, but jeez. I'm going to get a direct message here because I already hear a voice, so I'm not going to break yet.
Passed. Jesselyn says he has passed.
What I'm going to say is exactly the words I hear coming to me. Okay? Yes, I'm okay. I finally made it through the tunnel. I made it to the other side. I'm there. I see the stream. I see you. It's beautiful. I wish I could share it. I miss the beautiful you. I miss my boy. I miss the two of you. It's green. My mom. Tell her I love her.
Jesselyn says he was murdered.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just got overcome with a different feel before you told me that. I'm so sorry. It's terrible. I have Fox here with me. Does that make any sense?
Jay, I see your question as well, but we're still reading
I have
for
Fox
Jesselyn.
here with me. Does that make any sense? He seems to be okay. He seems to be happy. I think he had a mustache and a goatee, darker hair. Kind of hippie, but not really. Am I right? Like you would describe his personality as being kind of laid back, sort of hippie-like. Am I right?
She's telling him she will tell his mom.
Okay.
I didn't hear. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and go.
Well, hold on. I'm tuned into him
You're
real
still
quick,
tuned
and
in.
then it's
Okay.
break.
She says I didn't hear. So
Okay.
if you could reiterate for
He
Jesselyn.
said Fox is with him. If that makes any sense. Fox is with him. And then he strikes me totally as very laid back, darker haired, mustache, goatee, hat on, backwards maybe.
God, dark blonde, yes.
Okay. Maybe
Yes.
maybe one of those tank tops that has the big cutouts here on the sides. Like we're talking and shorts, like camping. Like I see him around a river being a camper, like an outdoorsy guy. Was he an outdoorsy guy? Because that's where he is now and loving it. He's loving nature. And I think he liked it in real life.
Okay.
What?
I'm just waiting.
Okay.
She says yes again. I think she's trying to type God, yes.
Okay.
And we've gotten yet another question.
The
so we probably
vision
need to...
I got of him was a very positive one. He is so happy. Like, as happy as you can be being away from those you love. He's in a better place, truly. It's not just the thing that somebody tells you and says. He really is. I see him being around things he loves. He's with a guy or a friend named Fox, or a family member named Fox that they referred to as Fox. I don't know, something like that. Around a stream, a river with woods, tunnel, waterfall. Like there's all of these things. And I just see him being very happy and carefree and young.
She says he was always outdoors. Shorts all the time.
Yep, shorts. Okay. Good. Well, he's okay. Just know that. And just know that he loved you and your son very, very much. And let his mom know what he said too. That he loves her.
Yeah. And
okay. Thank you for tuning in.
So however you've reached this Facebook Live presentation, you have to like the Penumbra Paranormal and Historical Research Facebook page to get the notification for when we go live. And thanks so many of you for giving hundreds of
Thanks for putting your faith
responses.
and confidence into me and asking some personal questions. I know that's not easy. I appreciate it. And you have my full confidence that it only stays here. And I know that I'm going to be publishing this video, but that's why I don't go too deeply. I just kind of give you the best I can.
The public version.
Yeah, the public version. Good way to put it. Thanks, babe.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you soon.